Welcome you to the Holiday Celebration 2016. We're going to have Mr. Tom Venturella go ahead and get things started for us as we recognize 4+ years of this wonderful program called CAMP. It's CAMP's Apprenticeship and Mentorship Program. Thank you very much for coming out with your students to this outstanding program and this unique opportunity. In all of Northeast Ohio, there isn't another one like it. So, Mr. Venturella, please come on.
Thank you, Ken. Welcome, everybody. This is our 4th annual CAMP holiday celebration. As Ken said, I am Tom Venturella, also known as Mr. V. A lot easier to say than Venturella. I'm the director of the CAST Apprenticeship and Mentorship Program. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce a woman who is not only a great friend of the CAMP program, but a critical strategic partner for both the Kansas City School District and the Timken Early College High School. She is the 4th president of Stark State College and a prior president of Spartanburg Community College in South Carolina. The height today in Spartanburg is 65. I'm just saying. Prior to entering the academic field, she worked in corporate marketing and communications. She holds a PhD from the University of Nebraska, an MBA with honors from Ashland University, and graduated magna cum laude from the University of Mount Union. I saw Daniel Tasu here, Mount Union. There you go. She is acting chair of the President's Council of Ohio Association of Community Colleges, and she serves on numerous boards, including Stark Development, Greater Akron Chamber of Commerce, Stark Education Partnership, Canton Chamber of Commerce, Akron Urban League, Northeast Ohio Council on Higher Education, Team Neo Business Development, Stark Workforce Investment Board, and that is just a sample of the many places that she serves. She's helped launch the oil and gas programs at Stark State and secured funding for the college's state-of-the-art well site training center a few blocks from here. I believe, Debbie, we've taken our technical camp students there several times. It's a wonderful facility. Most recently, she spearheaded the development of the exciting new Stark State campus in Akron. Congratulations. With all of these credentials and accomplishments, I know the thing that she holds most dear to her heart is her 30+ year marriage to her husband Greg and her twins, sons Christopher and Kyle. On top of all this, she is a Canton native. On a personal note, what I find most impressive about her is that she is committed to offering affordable, quality career training that leads to individual and community prosperity. Think about that. She recently told a leadership alumni group, and I quote, "The best education aligns with business, aligns with community, and creates opportunity for employment." Sounds like camp. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Para Jones.
Well, thank you. Tom invited me to speak probably 2 months ago, and I was so excited to be able to be here for so many reasons. I'm the president of Stark State, which means I have the honor of seeing our Timken Early College high school students often, but not often enough. Sometimes I see freshman classes, and then the next time I see the students, if I'm not running around our downtown campus and run into a class there, often the next time I see the students is visit the celebration in the spring, the wonderful celebration hosted by the Stevens Family Foundation at the North Canton, I think it's called the North Canton Women's Club, but it's where we have the wonderful, well, now it's at the Civic Center. We've had to move it. But the wonderful celebration, and then of course, commencement, when our early college high school students receive their college diploma, often, Principal Werner, often before they receive their high school diploma, right? And so we're so proud of you. I've had the privilege of being involved with early college high school since its inception, and I believe we're heading for our 8th graduating class. Am I right, Mr. Brunner? 8th or 9th? Is it 8th? Dennis, 8th? I think it's 8th.
Wow.
They're debating. Is it 9th?
9.
Okay, 9th class. Now I missed a few because I was in South Carolina, as Tom said. So I want to open this up by saying, you know, you students, I've talked to a couple of you students, and I know how important it is for you to use your time wisely. So you're probably wondering, why is this, what could this woman possibly have in common with me, right? You're either freshmen, I talked to a couple sophomores, juniors, or seniors in early college high school. You've started your college experience early. You've worked very, very hard, right, Dominique? Very, very hard. To get that coursework done wasn't easy to be here in the summer. Sage, was it easy to come in the summer when all your friends were having fun? Probably not so much fun. But you were here. And you were doing it because you like a challenge. I talked to just a wonderful young lady a moment ago who said, I asked, what do you like best about early college high school? And she said, I like the challenge. Channing said, I like the degree. And many of you, I know, like the experience of being able to couple what you're learning with job experience. So let me take a moment to tell you why I have a little connection to you. I'm not going to take too much time. This is really about you. But as Mr. Venturella said, I was born, bred, and booked right here in Stark County. I really love this community. I love Spartanburg. It was wonderful. And yes, the weather was very nice. But when this presidency at Stark State opened up, I was thrilled to come back and to be selected to come back. And I'll tell you why. I love my work as a community college president, and I knew that the fit was perfect for me because, as Mr. Venturella said, I like education that makes sense, that's practical, and that links with career fields that are in demand. That's just practical and it makes sense to me. So I'm all in favor of that. But the most important thing for me was to be able to come back and do that important work with what I call my people. I love the students in Spartanburg, I love the community, I love the businesses, but when I came back to Stark County, I knew the fit was right because I know this community and I wanted to do that important work right here, and I'm so honored to be able to do that. So, you know, when I was your age, I wasn't sure I would be able to afford college, quite honestly. My maiden name is Heropoulos. My parents were both first-generation Americans. My grandparents were from Greece and Lebanon, and everybody worked hard, but college was not necessarily affordable or in the cards for us. We had 5 children. My father was a police officer, and my mother said, every one of you needs to take typing. You need to get on the bus in the summer, you need to go to McKinley High School, you need to take typing because you can always fall back on a secretarial job. So we did that. Every one of us rode the bus to McKinley High School in the summer. You know, we didn't really want to do it, but we did it, and it was great preparation. But as we got closer to college age, we started thinking, how are we going to be able to afford this? And who's the young person from Mount Union, if you would raise your hand? Thank you, thank you. So there are 5 of us, 3 of us right in a row. My older sister went to Mount Union. I went to Mount Union behind her, both on scholarships. So without academic, without having good grades and scholarships, there's no way we could have afforded it. My parents paid exactly 0 for my education. They paid exactly $1,200 for my older sister's education. I have a third sister who went to Ashland. She was a valedictorian of her high school and college classes. My parents paid $0 for her education. My fourth sister went to Neomed. She's a physician. They paid a little more for her education. And my brother John was a national championship wrestler at Iowa State, and they paid $0 for his education. We simply could not have afforded it. Now, you know, there were times I thought, gosh, I wish I could afford more than 2 pairs of jeans when I'm in college, because back then, and some of us who were in college in the 70s, you could get by on 2 pairs of jeans, right? Who remembers the jeans days? Come on, you guys at this table. And it was actually quite cool to just wear jeans. So we didn't have to worry too much about a big wardrobe. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have cars. We lived in dorms that were pretty much cinder block walls, kind of like this, and it was pretty bare bones. So we could do it. You know, we didn't get, there were students who had more money, but you could work, go to college, study hard, keep your scholarships, and do it. I'm not sure that's so doable today because of the cost of higher ed. So one of the reasons I'm so thrilled about early college high school is that you have the opportunity to complete 2 years of college while you're completing high school. That is an extraordinary opportunity. And I know you value it because I've talked to you. I know that you're working very, very hard to achieve that goal because I've talked to you, I've seen you, I've known your predecessors. I know a lot of students who graduated from this program, and I continue to talk to them, and they're doing great. Great in college and great in their careers, just as you will do great. And this is really about your future. I know some of you, just show of hands, students, how many freshmen in the room? Freshmen, early college, high school. Okay, I know I have sophomores. How many sophomores? Come on, I know you, so raise your hands. Okay, great. How about juniors? All right, how about seniors? Excellent. So the sophomores told me it's the toughest year. Is that right, everyone? Seniors, is that true? Uh-oh, all right. Well, they said it was the toughest year, and I believe them. Every year is tough, right? Every year. So what I want to say to you is the effort that you're putting forth is worth it. I know you're working hard, and I know sometimes you probably think, why? Why am I giving up a dance? Why am I giving up a chance to go out and have fun so I can study? Well, you're doing it for your future. What you're doing is what winners do. And you know, not everybody's a winner. You know that by looking around. You've got to work really hard, you have to stay focused, and I know you're on the right track to do that. Now let me take just a moment to talk about another topic, and I think it really weaves into camp. As Mr. Venturella introduced me, and I hope you all know at Stark State that our education, you're all earning your Associate of Arts or Associate of Science degrees, right, students? And that's our general degree. We also have about 200 applied technology degrees in everything from engineering, technology, and IT to a variety of healthcare fields, including nursing. And those are the degrees that actually lead to jobs. Your Associate of Arts and your Associate of Science prepare you for an Associate of Applied Technology or a bachelor's degree. And I know many of you are aspiring to earn those advanced degrees. So let me talk a moment about the work piece of this and why camp is the magic bullet, if you will. I look at a lot of research because I'm deeply interested in how education and workforce can truly transform people's lives and economies. One of the things I know from all of the literature is that the United States is lagging most developed nations in one key area, and it is the area of youth. We're leading in youth unemployment. Youth unemployment. Our young people are not working. Now, again, I'm going to turn to my table of people who maybe with me would remember. How many of us worked when we were in high school and college? Show of hands of the adults. All the adults in the room. Right. Now, I'm going out on a limb as a college president, and I'm going to tell you, I learned just as much working as I learned in college classrooms. And I love college classrooms. And I love to read. I read constantly. But I learned more working than I did in college classrooms. And so those of you in camp, and I know you're doing a variety of things, from working at Arby's to working at Timken, but one thing I know is every single one of you, how many of you are working? Show of hands from the students. Let me ask where you're working, a few of you. Arby's, West Medical, the Natatorium, Dominique Timken, right? How about some others? Yell it out. Anybody else?
Sears. Sears.
Sears, good for you.
McKinley Grant. McKinley Grant Hotel.
McKinley Grand Hotel, thank you. All right, so each one of you, those are a variety of different jobs. But aren't you learning a lot about people, about the businesses you're working in, about how to do things right? I mean, aren't you learning about how the world really works? You don't always see that in a classroom, do you? So I think this whole idea of your first job is so important. And I know that's hard to do when you're studying all the time and trying to do well in school, but balancing those two things, work and school, are that balance is very important to the rest of your life, because throughout your life, you're going to have things to balance. You're going to have home and family and work. You're going to have home, family, work, and hobbies. You're going to have community things you want to do. So by working and going to school now and through this wonderful camp program, you're really learning how to prioritize, how to juggle, and how to manage your time. That leads to a bright future. So congratulations to you. That's really, really important. Finally, I really want to talk about, I mentioned youth unemployment, and the other important part of you working is that you now have something to put on your resume besides your great grades and your college degree. You can say you worked somewhere. Now, from here on, anyone, whoever hires you, will look at that and say, this is a young person who worked while he or she was pursuing a degree. And again, that shows initiative. It shows someone who knows how to manage time. It's a success. It's a real indication of success that's now on your resume. So congratulations. Now, I know that this is a very holiday kind of celebration, so I'm going to keep my comments short. I'm happy to answer any questions. I want to wrap up by saying, I know the topic is your future is bright. I hope you know that you are steps, actually 2 years ahead of anyone else your age, thanks to the work you've done. Now, how do you stay ahead? You know, I think the wrong thing to do is to leave here today, to leave here when you graduate from early college, high school, and high school at the same time and think, I'm done. I'm done. I've done it. I'm off to whatever I'm going to do. That it's not over. It's the beginning. And I hope that you will take your hard work that you've already demonstrated you could do, you can do, take your success that you've enjoyed thus far, even if you're a sophomore, you made it a year, take that success and let it lift you through the rest of your challenges here and in the future, because you can do it. You've demonstrated it, you've done something most don't do, and I know you can do it again. Education and work are two of the most important investments you can make in yourself and your future. And it's all up from here. You'll have many, many opportunities. Many of them are going to be in college. I do want to leave one last, I would not be sharing the whole message I want to share if I don't say to you that it's also important what you major in. Do not shy away from majors because you're worried about your grade point average. Okay, I did a little bit of that in college because I was on scholarship. Some of you are very high achieving students. You don't want to see a B, right? You only want to see A's. Please don't let that stop you from taking courses that will lead to degrees that are in high demand, such as engineering. I talked to Mr. LaRocco, those of you who know Rich LaRocco, you know, a lot of students shy away from engineering or nursing. I've spoken to a lot of students enrolled in early college, high school in the past who said, my goal is nursing. I talked to them 2 years later, and they changed that because they were worried about grade point average in college and being able to keep their scholarships. Don't let that discourage you. Stay with your, you know, B's are good. I know you're all A students and you like to see A's, but B's are good. And don't give up. Don't give up on those harder courses or majors. Keep at it because it will be worth it. And then finally, for those of you who do have your associate's degrees in arts or sciences, I do want you to know that if you are interested in pharmacy, or if you want to be a doctor, or if you want to be a doctor, you've got your Associate of Science, it's time to move on to the university. But if you want to be a nurse, you can still come back to Stark State and get that nursing degree. If you want to go into dental hygiene, you can come back to CIC Juanita Robinson. Juanita, raise your hand. She works with me at Stark State. You can come back to Stark State and get that dental hygiene degree. You can get a degree in engineering technology. I know many of you think you're finished with Stark State now, but it's just the beginning. You don't have to retake your college comp or math or any of that. You just go right into the degree that you're interested in, whether that's respiratory care, nursing, occupational. So that's a little plug for us because those are all really, really good fields. What I want for each of you is that you take this opportunity and you continue on. You're just beginning.
So much, Dr. Jones. You know, with us today is also the students from a program that has been reintroduced this year. It's an extension of camp. It's called Technical Camp. And I was going to address those students later on, but I'll do it right now. And I hope you heard what Dr. Jones had to say, because this program is not only for our camp students who are graduating with an associate's degree on the Timken Early College High School side, it's also for our technical camp students. Mrs. Myers, Mrs. Starrett, and Mrs. Miser are heading up that program. We had 29 apprenticeships this past summer. 4 of them were for students on the technical camp side. Those students attend the McKinley High School Career Tech program, and we reintroduced it this year. We now have 25 students in that program. Dr. Jones was speaking to you also. We are encouraging that group of students to definitely pursue their associate's degree and go on. We have 2 young men here, Alex and Dylan. They were the proud recipients of a couple of those positions last year at Timken, and they're going on to college, and we spoke to them long and hard about a 2-year degree versus a 4-year degree, but Stark State has such wonderful programs for everybody, and I would encourage every single student in technical camp to take a look at continuing at this fine college over here. I believe I read where Stark State College is the fastest growing community college in the United States. Is that true, Dr. Jones?
I'll go for that.
Yeah.
We're fast growing. We're fast growing. That's for sure.
12,000 plus students, I believe. And
Yes.
with Akron opening, the sky is the limit. Wonderful program. So please don't just listen to Dr. Jones about going on to 4-year college. Technical camp students, please take heed of what she's saying. Would the technical camp students stand up, please, so we can recognize you? Thank you. So, in the past few years, I've stood up here and I thank about everybody in the world, including the custodians. And took a long time, but it was something I felt I had to do because I owe thanks to a lot of people. But and sometimes I had trouble holding it together. So I'm not going to do that this year. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. But I want everybody to know in here that has had involvement with camp, the technical camp, that you are so much appreciated, even if I don't speak about you personally, and I love you very much. So we're going to do it a little bit differently. It does take a village to run this program, and anytime you have a grassroots volunteer program, that's about what you should expect. It takes a lot of people to manage it. And I am blessed to have be surrounded with a bunch of people who care as much as I do. But as part of this year's change, I reached out to 4 of our students and our current camp students, and I asked them if they would like to say a few words during this holiday season. So with that, I'm going to welcome them, and please come up in the order that I named you, please. Please welcome number 1, Mackenzie Spiker, number 2, Justine Chester, number 3, Kayla Ganeri, and lastly, hitting cleanup is Kayla Kubinski. Please come on.
Good afternoon, everybody. Like Mr. Venturella said, I'm Mackenzie Spiker. I'm a senior here at Early College. I've been in the camp program since I was in middle school, so it's been a long time. And so when I think about my life before camp, I think about how scared I was, growing up, getting a job, and taking responsibilities. They were all very nerve-wracking to me. But after being in this program, I thank God that I was able to be a part of it because it's such a wonderful program where I can be involved with friends and very close mentors that can help me throughout this program. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it because I'm just very grateful for it. So because of camp and with the assistance of camp, I was able to get apprenticeships. My first apprenticeship was at Habitat for Humanity Restore. I was there during the summer. So through the connections, after that I also got a job that I'm working at now at West Medical. I absolutely love it there. There are such great people, and then there are also students here, or graduates that are also working at West Medical. So I couldn't be happier where I'm at now, and it's all because of camp, So camp has taught me so many valuable connections and very valuable communication and organization skills. I'm working with people every day, and I'm glad to see a different variety of personalities. So with the job at West Medical, I get to room patients. I get to give flu shots or other type of shots that I never thought I'd be able to give. I'd never be able to do this opportunity that I'm doing now, especially at this age, which is awesome because I'm looking towards being either a nurse or a nurse practitioner or even an orthopedic doctor. I haven't decided about that yet. So every year as the sessions pass, throughout the years, throughout different camp sessions that we have, Sundays, I felt myself maturing and learning more from all my friends and all my mentors that are here at camp. They have helped me with my classes and helped me zero in on what I wanted to do for my occupation. We have had meetings with Mr. Venturella and Ms. Berner, deciding on what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, or if I wanted to switch it up, deciding on what I felt would be best for me in my occupation. As a kid, I always wanted to go into the medical field, which the job that I have now is definitely a step up because I'm learning more right now at this age than any other high school kid could. Even with the students that are in college also now have this job, that have this job. So through camp, I have met some of the most amazing people. I have grown so much as a person and have learned so much from these experiences. So with that being said, I am so thankful to have wonderful friends and mentors right beside me to help achieve my dreams. So I would like to thank Mr. V and Mrs. Venturella for being by my side and for leading me towards the right direction through a very high education and this apprenticeship that I am so grateful for. I would also like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Gruner for the wonderful love for us kids and this program for early college and especially through camp. And also, I would also like to thank Mr. Sipek and Mrs. Sipek through this program with CAST. And there's one last person, my mom. She's a very big role model for me. And she's helped me throughout this. She's helped me throughout my whole education, and she's been the best supporter. So I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Justine Chester. I graduated from early college in 2014, and I actually as of last week graduated from Malone University, so that's great. Thank you. So I just wanted to talk about what camp meant to me, and to me it says what it means to me in its name. Camp, if you don't know, means caring and serving together, apprenticeship and mentorship program. And to me, it lives out its name fully. C for caring. When I first got into camp, I was a senior in the early college program, which many of you know operates more like a family than any other educational institution out there. And in early college, everyone uplifts and motivates each other, and encourages one another to persevere, not to be content in the state that we're in. And even though that state might be great, we have students in this program who have been accepted to or attend Yale, Harvard, Kent State, New York University, or even on a smaller scale, but still the same level of greatness, Malone, Ohio University, Baltimore's Mountain, or EJ School that I'm still not sure how to pronounce. But all of our success can't be contributed to everything that we do. It's always helpful to mention and acknowledge those who helped us at camp, because they are our main support system. Not only do they care about us in the program, it shows that they care in the city, which brings me to the next point, S, serving together. As a director and president of 2 organizations on Malone's campus, I do a lot of networking and reaching out to people in the community to try to just help those in need who are in the community. And there's been plenty of times where I've mentioned the camp program and people immediately give me Ms. Sipek's name or Ms. Wilcox's name, or somebody said Ms. Venturella's name. So I think that is just amazing, because it not only shows that they care for the people who are inside the community, but they also go out and help. I went to church maybe a month ago at the Martin Center. It's ran by an amazing guy, Corey Huntley. He's a graduate of Malone, and he's the pastor there. And I turned the corner, Ms. Sipek's there, serving on a Sunday. And I'm like, this is amazing. She lives out in Glenmore, and she's on 3rd Street in Canton on Sunday, helping and serving all these inner city people. To inner city, to me, it's not bad. Apparently I'm from it. But to me, it's just great, because it just shows she has a genuine love and care for people, and it's not just look at me and what I'm doing for these people. She genuinely loves and cares about them. So I appreciate all of you for that. So serving, apprenticeship and mentorship. My mom always told me, mom's over there. She's always told me it's not always what you know, it's who you know, and that shows in her work. Everywhere she's worked, she's always been the head and not the tail, but camp showed me how to do just that. They actively helped me to market myself, Mr. V and his marketing skills, how to market myself, my abilities, as well as how to increase my network. And as many of you know, I've been employed at Glenmore Country Club for about 3 years in the spa, and so many important and amazing people come through that place, and that's just networking right there. It helps continuous job offers. I get job offers all the time. They can also help point you in the right direction or point you to people who can help you if they don't know. With that, networking has gotten me my job at West Medical, same place Mackenzie works at, and there are other people I won't call you out because they want you to come speak to. Where I work for, I'm not sure if they're here, but Sheila Westerbeck and Dr. Westerbeck, he's a leading physician. And like Mackenzie, I interact with the patients. I give multiple different types of shots, EKGs, PFTs, blood, urine, stool samples like that. And even though my degree was in psychology, it was in mental health, and I'm working in general medicine, it's still, that job has taught me so much. Like Dr. Jones said, I learned so much more there to add on to my degree that if I didn't almost graduate, I may have switched my major to nursing. And I had to take an exit exam for my psychology course. And so much stuff that I learned in my class was just reiterated for me at West Medicals, where I'm doing it hands-on, where I blew that part of the portal after the test out the water. So I just want to thank them for here. So networking, it's also helped me develop relationships with Dr. Jones and Dr. Debbie Meyer, she's over here somewhere, so where they can help put me in the right direction on like how to continue my education after graduating from Malone, or how to get my foot in the door at Timken, or just meeting other people like with HR and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it. So with that, Camp to me is just an extended family of students who are all on the journey of success with the guidance of those who have already traveled and mastered those treacherous roads. I really appreciate all of you guys in the program. We'll chat. Happy holidays.
Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying warm as best as you can with this cold winter weather. My name is Taylor Berneri and I'm currently a sophomore at The Ohio State University pursuing a degree in chemical engineering. I graduated from Early College High School in 2015 and was part of the first camp inductees when the program first started. Throughout the years, camp has been a great influence on my life in more ways than one. First and foremost, camp is an apprenticeship program and I've been lucky enough to be given job opportunities in high school and the summer in college. I started in housekeeping at the Glenmore Spa and Salon while still in high school. The summer after high school, I entered at Freshmark in the engineering department, and this past summer, I entered at the Timken company in application engineering. I loved each opportunity more than the last, and I've been so fortunate to be able to work with such great companies and work with such amazing people. During these internships and throughout my participation in the camp program, I've strengthened some of my core competencies, something I'm sure you've all heard Ms. Renfro talk about. One of the most clear-cut examples I can think of, before having my internships, I was never fond of talking on the phone. I used to be very shy and was always preferred to text or even email somebody before I had to talk to them on the phone. As many adults in the room know, emailing and sometimes even texting is not the quickest or most effective way to communicate. While I was at Freshmark, I was tasked with the job of calling contractors and representatives to order parts and get quotes for various equipment that was needed for the new construction during their expansions. So not talking on the phone did not last very long. I got over that anxiety very quickly. And guess how I got to know about Timken? Over a phone interview. So I know this may seem silly, but it's just an example of the types of skills you pick up and strengthen when you have internship opportunities and work in the real world that's not high school. Some other competencies that I used and improved were teamwork, problem solving, communication, and time management, all of which are very beneficial in everyday life. So to the students who are currently in the program, listen to Mr. Ventrella, the operating committee, and the liaisons because they do know what they're talking about. And it's only going to help you in the long run. Take advantage of all the opportunities given to you and make it a practice to say yes, especially in that internship you're not sure if you'll like or not, because you'll never know unless you really try. But whatever you do, give it your 100% and always try your best, because those internships are where you learn what you want and don't want to do for your career. But even aside from the job opportunities and skills, camp is a network of some amazing, remarkable, and extraordinary people who truly care about the success of the students. From the operating committee to the guest speakers and everybody in between, I'm so grateful for you and just want to take a moment to thank you for all the hard work you do. All of the work that you don't have to do, but so graciously do anyway. You do so much for the students and none of this would be a reality without you. Thank you. And to everyone, I wish you peace and happiness and for you to relax and enjoy and celebrate the holiday with your loved ones. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Hello everyone. Vivian Garrity just told me to make it snappy, so I guess I'll have to try to follow that up a bit. My name is Caleb Dubinsky, and I just graduated 2016 and I'm currently going to Rochester Institute of Technology, finishing up my year, which which was a lot harder than I thought it'd be, but also a lot more rewarding. It's a little crazy how once you get into the field that you love, you really start to, embrace all the knowledge that you've gained over the years and really show how everything's paid off. And I have no one else to thank, except for family, obviously. Early college and the camp program, they've just done so much for me. And some of the things they've done, they've shown me teamwork, they've shown me numerous amounts of skills. But I think the best thing that I've gotten from them is the work experience, which is just incomparable to anything else. Over the summer, I was able to get a wonderful internship at Fresh Marketing. I thank them over there for helping me guide through that. And that, along with my job at the hotel, I'm working 60 hours a week about. And I know that sounds scary to a lot of people, and honestly it was scary to me, but besides the money from that, which is honestly phenomenal, in some cases, I actually have to pay for everything. I know my parents, lining my pockets with dollars. Besides all the money from that I've gotten, just the work experience is just so amazing. You really learn to persevere through every challenge, and you find yourself wanting to pursue greater and greater goals. I mean, if you ever find yourself sitting around, I was at that point where sitting around was just wrong. It just felt gross, honestly. It felt, ugh. That's the best thing I can say there. It's really incredible how they push you, and then after they push you, you start running. You get your feet going, and there's really just no end to what you can accomplish after that. And I know a lot of you have been in this for a long time, and some of you are just started, but all the lessons that they teach you up here may start to sound like common sense, but trust me, it's not. You meet some people out in this world who have no idea how to dress, they have no idea how to prepare themselves in front of a professional setting, and they have no idea how to write a good email, which goes a long way in the business world and in the school world. This program that they have provided us is something that people pay a lot of money for, but they've turned it around, and they're actually paying us to learn all these business programs and all these business rules and everything. They give us internships, they give us laptops to make it through all the way. So I mean, if they're doing one thing wrong, it's that. They really should be charging us to take all these incredible lessons. I have nothing else to say besides thank you. And to all the kids out there who see this program as a chore, which I know you don't want to tell anyone that, but it's possible that you see this program as a chore, because I've met people who left this program and gotten kicked out because they don't think it's worth it. This is the best thing that can happen to you in high school. Like honestly, there's nothing better than this program, because you just feel so accomplished and so strong after you leave this place. You can literally accomplish any of your dreams. And I know that's just so cliche, but this program really is just fantastic for everyone who, puts in the effort to make it fantastic. So thank you to everyone who has put in that effort, and thank you to all the kids who showed the real, want to continue this program. And best Christmas wishes to all of you. Thank you.
All right, so maybe that was a little bit better than me rambling on.
Just a little.
The operating committee stay after this. We have an emergency meeting to find out how much to charge for the students. Great idea. Caleb, you should minor in marketing. Would be a good minor. I'm going to correct you on one thing though. We don't give you a lot of those things, okay? Actually, Caleb, of the 4 students who are up here, you're in the program least amount of time, but still about 2.5 years, right? All 3 of the other students have been in the program since day 1. Mackenzie, we started the program, we talked to Mr. Burnham and said, you know what, we're going to take 5 freshmen in immediately. And actually Mackenzie was still in 8th grade, I think, when we interviewed him. And we took in 5. Well, what we found out later on is that's a long time to sit and go through camp and wait for your opportunity. So now we take in the sophomores, and we're fully staffed with 15 sophomores, I think 12 juniors and 14 seniors. And now we have a cycle that we go through when we interview the students and bring them in. But that's a long time to sit in the program and wait. But they followed some simple rules. They attended all the seminars. They don't have any excused absences. They have good behavior in the Early College High School, and they kept their grades above 3.0. That's the only criteria we have in camp after you interview and get in. It's much the same in technical camp. Pretty similar rules. But once you get in, then everything else is earned. And it's earned by filling out your profile, which becomes your resume. It's answering emails. It's showing interest. I just finished the last 2 weeks, I interviewed, I think, 20 juniors and seniors. That's the first interview they'll go through. There'll be 2 or 3 more before March or April. That will determine which students want to work and want apprenticeships and want jobs. I ask them a series of questions. They tell me what they want. I'm looking for direction. I'm looking for what schools they're going to. Are they attending school around here? What are they doing for the summer? Do they have vacations? Are they going away on retreats? We take all those things into consideration. We work with the employers on special situations. Dom can attest to that. You know, we're very involved in football, obviously, and we had a wonderful opportunity. We had to work it out, so we do that. But my point is that those students that you saw, they stuck with the program, they followed the rules, they showed they were interested, and they wanted it bad. And if you do that, we will give you things, a lot of things. Some you'll get no matter what. You graduate as a senior, you'll leave with a brand new laptop and a printer, thanks to the wonderful work from Mr. LaRocca, and that goes on for 5 years. It's a 5-year grant that we got. That's a pretty nice perk. That will happen whether you have an apprenticeship or not. So, yes, we do give you stuff, but I will tell you the most important thing, which Caleb talked about, the jobs, the skills, the work environment, being able to work at quality companies like Freshmore, you earned that. So, and you all did. So, okay, with that, I did say I wouldn't talk about everybody, but I do need to recognize a few people and groups that are very near and dear to me. Mr. Dennis Tranger is here. Dennis, where are you? Right here. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Dennis Tranger. I started with you because, and we started with Kara actually, and I'm starting my second part with you because it does start with Stark State and the education that the camp students receive at Timken Early College High School. So they are such an important piece to what we do. When I go to an employer, and Mr. Craner is here, President and COO of Freshmore, when I go to them and I talk to them about our students and we talk about how accomplished they are and the fact that they're fitting 6 years of school into 4, and now we're working with them with the technical students, but they are so impressed that you have the drive and motivation to do that. Mr. Tranger kind of pulls it all together with Mr. Bruner, and I've seen him in action, and he cares about you kids almost as much as Mr. Bruner, right? He truly does. He loves all of you, and his heart, I can tell. And by the way, to be in camp, to be in the operating committee, you gotta have heart. That's what we look for, number one. The qualifications are secondarily. Mr. Tranger's got a heart, and thank you for all you do. We really appreciate it. Is Dr. Westerbeck here, or Mrs. Westerbeck? Sheila? No? Yeah, they must have got hung out. But Dr. Westerbeck and Dr. Locke, who are members at Glenmore, unbelievable. A little over a year ago, we had no apprenticeships in healthcare. About half of our students wanted to go into healthcare. And I was playing in the member gas, which is a pretty intense outing. And Dr. Locke starts talking to me about the program, and the next thing you know, I'm talking to Mrs. Westerbeck, who really runs West Medical. The doctors think they run it, but Mrs. Westerbeck runs West Medical. And now we have 6 students that have apprenticeships in West Medical. I wish they were here. I'll let them see the tape or whatever, but they are a very important part of the CAMP program going forward because we have so many students that want to be in healthcare. They were our first partner, and they're a partner for 4 years. They not only contribute apprenticeships, we had 6 apprenticeships with them this summer, they also are wonderful contributors financially to the CAMP organization. And this past year, our students had apprenticeships in operations, human resources, IT. The on-the-job training that they offer is priceless. You heard Caleb talk about it. It really is priceless. You know that commercial they get, and then Visa's got that thing and it says priceless? This is one of those priceless companies. The Director of Human Resources, Tom Fee, he has turned this into, when I was with Kraft, Kraft Foods, we had about 500 to 600 apprenticeships annually, recruiting from colleges. Companies like Goodyear, Mr. McKim here, and Timken, they formally recruit from major colleges, including Ohio State, Miami of Ohio, all the local colleges. And it's a very structured program. Tom Fee has come in and done an absolute unbelievable job at Freshmark. It's never ran so smooth in 4 years. He's embraced you, the students, and his boss, who is sitting at the same table, Mr. Craner, Tim Craner, is just an unbelievable friend of this program, the Cass Group, and Early College High School. So please give them a big round of applause. Recognize the technical camp program. We'll rush through that. I do have to recognize that Toja Takes a Village, my operating committee. So what I'd like to do is read all the names, and then I'd like to ask them to please stand and I'd give them a big round of applause. But the value of what they do, again, it's the Visa card. It's priceless. We don't have enough hours in the day for me to tell you how important it is to have an operating committee and a group behind you of professionals. I've said this many times before. My operating committee has over 500 years of business experience. That is unbelievable. That is priceless. So let me read. Ken Bruner, Tabitha Bruner, Dennis Drennan, Mike Demchak, Bruce DePietro, Beth Starrett, Dr. Lauren Petrie, Dr. Jim King, Debbie Myers, Susan Shear, Ron Wolkoff, Leslie Venturella, John Sybeck, Diane Miser, Marcia Cussin, Eric McKim, and Rhonda Sybeck. Could you all please stand and give them a big round of applause? Ken and Tabitha, what's there to say about them? I think they're the hardest working educators in this country. I said it again last year, and I'll say it again. I see them night and day and night. They manage to fit in about 40 hours in a 24-hour day. I don't know who they do it. And they do it 7 days a week. It's Saturdays, it's Sundays. They were here till 8 o'clock last night. They're here today, they'll be back at it. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in here on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day doing something. But I'm blessed to have them on my team. and I'm blessed to be working with them. And thank you for developing such fine students. Appreciate it. And last but not least, my beautiful wife, Leslie. She's right back over here. She puts up with all my antics and shenanigans. Ken's laughing pretty hard, Cybex laughing. Thank you, Ken. They know what I'm talking about, and she does. Most importantly, love you, honey. Thank you. Ken, do we have anybody else that was? You can just tell me. I can go on. No. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. Mr. Ken Bruner.
Mrs. Bruner and I want to, of course, thank those members of Kansas City School District that did come out for this. We have some guest administrators back there in the back. I'd like to thank Sean and Elena Monahan for representing the district and being here, and also for their son, and also retired now, Diane Meiser, for being a part of this Kansas City School District. We have a teacher over in the audience there, and hopefully looking forward to that young man looking at Early College High School in his future, Spencer. That's a great. Right now, we want to take this opportunity, and Mrs. Bruner, you're going to take over here, to go ahead and thank this outstanding human being for being a part of this this wonderful experience and program for the students here. I can remember a meeting that we had with John Sipek when I was a naive principal of a middle school, and shot this idea to me, and it was overwhelming. But I am so happy that John and Rhonda coming together and introducing me to this wonderful human being. I can call this man my friend, and that's a tall order in my world. You're a friend. And I want to present you with a gift for all that you brought here for us and enduring us and training us to prepare the kids properly. For Tom and for Leslie.
We all bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful gathering we have here today, Lord, and we thank you for all these wonderful people and this wonderful holiday celebration that we have again this year, Lord. We ask that you bless this food and make it nourishing to our bodies, Lord, and make our bodies whole. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Jared. So I'm going to leave you with this short little quote. And it's from, believe it or not, Bob Hope. Now, most of you in here probably don't even know who Bob Hope is. But you know what? Any of the quotes I looked up, you didn't know those people either, so it really doesn't matter. I'm getting so old. But listen to what Bob Hope said, and it's very short and sweet, but I think it's unbelievable. My idea of Christmas, whether old-fashioned or modern, is very simple. Loving others. He continues with, come to think of it, why do we have to wait for Christmas to do that? Right? To love others every day. On behalf of Mr. Bruner, Mrs. Bruner of the Early College High School Camp and its operating committee, I want to wish everybody a Merry and blessed Christmas and a happy and healthy, prosperous New Year. Enjoy.